Hey guys, it's me Crystal, and today I want to do a challenge I've been wanting to do for a while, which is the Do I Have That Book challenge. I'm also going to do the Do I Do That Other Book challenge, and so I'm going to film them at the same time so I don't pick the same book for different prompts for different challenges. So I'm going to film them at the same time, but I will post them separately. So basically how the challenge works is there's a series of prompts, and then you see if you have a book that matches that prompt, and then you time yourself and you see how long it takes. So I'm going to start the timer and then read off the prompts, and then I will talk about the books that I picked, and then I will film the next video and talk about those, and hopefully it should be a lot of fun. So I have my questions pulled up to my right, and I have my timer over here to the left, and so yeah. Okay, so the first question is, do you have a book with deckled edges? And I definitely do. And so I pick Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman and Deckled Edges, which I actually really like these. I think it's really cool. The next prompt is, do you have a book with 3 or more people on the cover? So I'm going with Miramira by Gregory Mcguire, and we do have 3 people on the inside flap, but we also have a bunch of dwarves on the bottom cover, and I'm pretty sure this is the only book I have that has more than 2 people on the cover. So the third question is, do you have a book based on another fictional story? And I definitely do. And I'm gonna go really easy. I picked Stepsister by Jennifer Donnelly, and this is a Cinderella retelling from the point of view of one of the stepsisters, and some other point of views, but the main point of view is one of the ugly stepsisters. Question number 4 is, do you have a book with a title 10 letters long? Should. And I have Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. 10 letters. And the next question is, do you have a book with a title that starts and ends with the same letter? Definitely. Also gonna go easy with this one, Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. And, you know, it's pretty. Question 6, do you have a mass market paperback book? I definitely do. And the first one I grabbed is Face Off. I think this counts. Hold on. Let's see this. Carrie by Stephen King. Definitely a mass market paperback. Face Off is, it's like it's based on a movie. I don't know. Anyway. Question 7. Do you have a book written by an author using a pen name? I do. Gosh, do I know that they're using the pen name? Okay, I'm going to go with this book, Into the Drowning Deep by Mara Grant. I don't know if this is her pen name or if Shauna Mcguire is her pen name. But one of these is her pen name. Okay. Question 8. Do you have a book with a character's name in the title? Yes. For now, I'm going to go with Alice by Christina Henry. And then question 9. Do you have a book with 2 maps in it? Yes. Okay. Map 1. Map 2. Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. Prompt 10. Do you have a book that was turned into a TV show? Yes. So I'm going to go with Sailor Moon by Naoko Takaouchi. Prompt 11. Do you have a book written by someone who is originally famous for something else, like a celebrity, an athlete, a politician, TV personality? Yes, I do. I have As You Wish by Carrie Eloise, actor. Number 12. Do you have a book with a clock on the cover? Oh my gosh. Do I? This is not a clock. Wait. Is that a clock? Oh no. I'm going to go with Giant Days, Volume 13 by John Allison. Clock. Question 13. Do you have a poetry book? Yes. And Light Filters In by Caroline Kaufman. Then 14, do I have in the book with an award stamp on it? Yes, and I just got this book. And that is Witches by Rosaline Snizer. And it is the Robert F. Seibert honor book. Okay, the next question, question 15. Do you have a book written by an author with the same initials as you? And I think so. Because I remember trying to find this book when I watched this pop a couple weeks ago. Unfortunately, I don't remember which book it was, but I do. Hold on. All right. Thorn Jack by Catherine Harbour. Oh my gosh. First name, last name. Literally the only book. All right, question 16. Do I have a book of short stories? Yes, I do. And I'm going to go with Grimm. This is an anthology of short stories. And the next question, 17. Do you have a book that is between 500 and 510 pages? And I know I don't, because every time I've watched this tag, I tried to find one, and like short of going through every single book that I own, I don't. So I'm going to skip this one, if that's okay. Question 18. Do I have a book that was turned into a movie? Yes, I do. Go easy. Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. Question 19. Do you have a graphic novel? Yes, I do. And I'm going to go with The Midnight Secretary by Tomu Omi. And the last question is, do I have a book written by 2 or more authors? And I just got this book, and I'm pretty sure it's also the only book that I have. And that was my, what was this? August Literary Crate, Set Fire to the Gods, Sarah Rash, and Kristen Simmons. So I'm going to stop the timer and then let's talk. Okay. So this took 10 minutes and 7 seconds. Rounding up a little bit because it's like literally, if it took me half a second longer to stop the timer, I'd be at 7 seconds. So that's not so bad. I mean, it's not so bad considering. Probably would have been worse if I, tried to find a book that was between 500 and 510 pages, but I know I don't have one, and I'm not trying to stress myself out, so I'm going to go in reverse order. So Set Fire to the Gods is a YA fantasy. It's about, I don't really know what this book is about, but I think it's about this girl, and I think her mom dies. Something happens to her mom, and she blames this god. And so she talks to this other god, and she wants him to fight the god that is responsible for her mom's death. And I don't know how this guy plays into it. I don't know if they're fighting each other or if the gods are fighting each other. I don't know, but it sounds like fun. And then Midnight Secretary by Tomu Omi. This is a graphic novel. It's a manga, and it's about this woman who becomes a secretary for a vampire, and so she has to start keeping vampire hours, and it sounds like it's a lot of fun. So then Hunger Games, Suzanne Collins. If you don't know what Hunger Games is about, it's basically there was a war against the capital, and the capital decided to punish the districts for all the devastation that they caused to the capital during the war. And so they pick 2 children, male and female, from each district to send them to this arena to fight to the death on live TV. Then Grimm, this is edited by Christine Johnson. This is an anthology of dark fairy tale retellings, and some of these are really, really good. Thorn Jack by Catherine Harbour. I don't know what this book is about. It sounded really interesting. One of my writing friends sent this to me. Yeah, I don't remember what this book is about because it's been a couple years. But I'll read what the back says, like this highlighted part in the back. And it says, a spectacular modern retelling of the ancient Scottish ballad of Tam Lin, a beguiling fusion of love, fantasy, and myth that echoes the imaginative artistry of the works of Neil Gaiman, Cassandra Clare, and Kami Garcia. You guys, I'm so excited about this book. So I have this book called The Witches by Stacy Shift, I think. And this is like a middle grade version of that. It has some illustrations, and I cannot help myself when it comes to Salem Witch Trials. So this, I can't wait to read this book. It's on my TBR for October. And then Light Filters In by Carolyn Kaufman. This is poetry. So I thought it was really beautiful. So there's some illustrations. And Giant Days by John Allison. And it's mostly illustrated by Max Zorin. But this is a series of contemporary comedic graphic novels about this trio of college friends. And they're in their last year of university. And I just love the artwork so much. I really like these characters, and it's almost over. And then As You Wish. This is a memoir by Carrie Elwes. He played Farm Boy. And I love that movie so much. And so I got this because I thought it would be fun to read. So it says Inconceivable Tales from the Making of the Princess Bride. So I think he talks about what it was like on set, and you know, there's some pictures in here, and I don't know, it sounds interesting. So Sailor Moon by Naoko Takauchi, I think. And oh my gosh, you guys, I love Sailor Moon so much. And so I have the entire series, but I've only read a few of them so far. But if you know what Sailor Moon is about, it's about this ditzy girl, and one day she finds out that she's Sailor Moon, and she's one of the guardians of the galaxy, and she has to like fight evil, and she's like kind of clumsy. It's fun. I don't know what Crooked Kingdom is about. I mean, I know it's a sequel to Six of Crows, but I wanted to go ahead and get it because they don't like spray the edges anymore. So I'll talk about this more in my book haul because I recently got this. But yeah, you know, gorgeous book. And then Alice by Christina Henry is a dark Alice in Wonderland retelling. And if I'm remembering right, she's like in a mental institution and something's coming for her. I can't wait to read this book. I also recently got this, so I'll also be talking about this again in my book haul. So Into the Drowning Deep by Merrick Grant. This is sci-fi, and basically what happens, there was these people, they were investigating whether or not mermaids exist, and the entire crew went missing. So 7 years later, they sent another crew to find out what happened to the first crew. Then Carrie by Stephen King. This is about this girl, she has telekinesis, and she's bullied, and she kind of snaps at the prom, and man. And then Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I do know this is about like a crew of people, and I think they're thieves, but I don't really know. And we have Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, and this is about a girl who has a special ability that gets her into this secret society at this Ivy League school, and yeah. And then Stepsister by Jennifer Donnelly. This is a Cinderella retelling from the point of view of one of the stepsisters. I think it's the one that cut her heel off. If you're familiar with the one of the original versions of Cinderella, the stepsisters, in order to fit their big feet in the glass slipper, one of them cuts her toes off and the other one cuts her heel off. So I think this is the one who cuts her heel off, and yeah, it's really good. I mean, I wasn't in love with all the point of views. I didn't think they were necessary. I thought it kind of like told me what was going to happen, so there was like no mystery, but I did really like this. And then Miramira by Gregory Mcguire. All I know about this is it's a Snow White retelling. And then Neil Gaiman, Norse mythology. I don't know. I think this is a book of short stories. So Neil Gaiman, I don't know if he's retelling stories or if he's telling the tales like in with his own spin on them. I don't know, but it sounds interesting. So that's all for this video, and I will make room for the next round of books for the next video, and I will see you guys then. And yeah, let me know if you've read any of these books, and I will see you guys in the next video.